Hey folks, it's Matt once again, coming at you with another review. Wanted to do this one though. Still have quite a few from my friend Mike OCP that I'm going to get to, but I wanted to do this one. I had done a sort of unpacking video. A guy, again, I'm not sure if he wants me to say his first name, so his username was GhettoPizza. He had sent me quite a few DVD-Rs, and he had sent me this DVD. This is the Stream Factory DVD of Night of the Demons. Which again, I'm fine with. You know, it was generous of him. It was nice of him. He didn't charge me anything. He didn't ask for me for anything. He gave me this, and I'm like, gladly. And I'm fine with no cover. I'm fine with no Blu-ray. I don't care about that. It's the movie and it has all the features. And again, these Stream Factory stuff, I really enjoy. I would love to collect as many of them as I can, even for films that even if I'm not a big fan of them, like Witchboard, I still wouldn't mind getting that DVD or whatever. It's a Blu-ray DVD, but even if it's just DVD, just to check out the features, because I like making up material. Even films like Deadly Eyes and stuff. So if you ever feel the same, check on eBay. I mean, I got this for free thanks to him, but check on eBay because sometimes they do sell those. I actually don't because you're stealing them from me and I want to get them first. But anyway, the Stream Factory did a really great job with this. Really great job. A lot of features. If you're a fan of Night of the Demons, you definitely need to pick this up because I know the cover they made is a really cool cover. And the features, before I get into the movie, it has two commentary tracks. One with the director and the cast and the effects guy Steve Johnson. And the other with the director and like two of the producers. Was it the two producers? I think it's the two producers, or it's the producer and the writer. I can't remember. That one I didn't listen to yet. But it also has a making of, which is like over an hour long. The making of is over an hour long, and it has the trailer, has a home video trailer, has TV spots, a radio spot, a promo. Like when the videotape was coming out, they give to the retailers about you know, if you video store, if you pick up Night of the Demons, it's blah 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 blah. So if you're a fan of this, Stream Factory did a great job. I will say this was a great job. Now, Night of the Demons, the film itself, I had seen once or twice before, so it's not a film that I grew up with. I know there were two sequels, which I don't know if I'm going to review those because I just, well, first I don't have them. And second off, I just have so many other films to get to that I can't really start a franchise and watch, you know. I already have like, literally like at least 50 movies to get to between my friend Mike and then my really nice guy, GhettoPizza, who sent me a lot of stuff, and then um, Dustin sent me a few films, which I'm waiting for the last one, and then I want to show them off in a video, thanks to him. And a few others, even my friend Michael Keane, which if you haven't checked out, he did his Starship Valiant fan film. Starship fan film is up on his Starship Valiant page. I think they did a really great job with that. But the Universal Monster movies, I just have so many other stuff to get to. But uh, there's two sequels, and then there was a remake. I did see the remake. I hated the remake. I thought the remake was terrible. I liked this film much more than I thought the remake was terrible because I thought the cast in this is not great. But even when bad, they're a fun bad for me. Like, I'm the type of guy, there's a lot of cast members in the 80s films that I generally enjoy. Even Friday the 13th films, I really do sincerely, not generally, that's the wrong word, sincerely enjoy Amy Steele and Adrian Keene and Kimberly Beck and Tom Matthews and Corey Feldman and John D. LeMay and Stephen Williams and other folks. Same with Nightmare on Elm Street, Ken Sagos, Lawrence or Larry Fishburne, John Saxon, Heather Langenkamp, Patricia Arquette, you know, there's Lisa Wilcox, a lot of other folks. I mean, And other 80s films like The Blob. I sincerely enjoy Shawnee Smith and Kevin Dillon and Jeffrey DeMunn and uh, Art LaFleur. Like, there's a lot of films like that. But some of the actors in here, a lot of the actors are not great, but it's sort of a fun. I think they're bad, but I'm having fun watching it. Night of the Demons, the remake was bad, and it was Shannon Elizabeth. And it's Edward Furlong, who you could really tell drugs did a number on him. They really did. And then Monica Tina, who started Freddy vs. Jason, and I hated her in that film, and I hated her in the remake. I think she's a terrible actress. I think she's horrible. She was one of the worst parts for me for Freddy vs. Jason. I like Freddy vs. Jason, but she was one of the worst parts for me. I don't think she can act her way out of her paper bag. She can act her way out of a fucking well and a rainstorm. I just don't like Monica Tina, and I thought that film just was very boring and wasn't as fun as, say, the original and a lot of other films. But Night of the Demons, watching it again, I had fun with the movie. It's not a favorite of mine. I didn't grow up with it, and I liked the film. I wouldn't say I love the film, but there's a lot of stuff I liked about it. Film that came out in 1988. It was originally going to be called Halloween Party, but apparently producers of Halloween with stuff like Con and stuff are like, you can't use that title. So they changed it to Night of the Demons is a much better title. And even this cover is a really, cool cover. And they had that tagline, Angela's having a party. Jason and Freddy are too scared to come, but you'll have a hell of a time. I still like Nightmare on Elm Street Friday the 13th films more than Night of the Demons, but I thought this was still a good film. A good horror film. Now, let's see, it was written by Joe Augustyn, and I'm looking to see what else this guy has done. He was also a producer on this. He did a film called Night Angel. He co-wrote the sequel. He wrote some novels, including The Nine Lives of Felicia Miller. Didn't do too many movies after that. Not sure why. But it's directed by Kevin S. Tenney. Now, the guy seems like a generally nice guy. And I like the film. And again, I do like the film. And I definitely think this is his best film he's ever done. Without a doubt. And it's, Kevin S. Tenney, it's not like he's that well known, but he's kind of known in the horror. If you're a horror film fan, you're a big horror film fan, you know Kevin S. Tenney, you've heard of his name. I think he's a bit overrated. I do. I'll say it. Now, of course, you say, people say Wes Craven's overrated, but I still enjoy Nightmare on Elm Street and Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I still really enjoy Shocker, People Under the Stairs, Super in the Rainbow, and Scream, and even some of the sequels to Scream. John Carpenter, he's great. George Romero, I still like Monty Shines. I still like Creepshow. I still like Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead. And I'll be honest, of all the films I've seen so far, there's maybe one film I liked. One film. I'm serious. Because I'm looking as... This is why I say he's overrated. I said in the beginning I would not mind getting the DVD thing, the Witchboard, just to check out the special features. Also, maybe they did an explanation on the film, and maybe, give the film another shot. Because, second chances can sometimes make you see things. Sometimes they don't either. And if they do or they don't, I admit it on camera. But when I saw Witchboard, it was fucking boring, and it was sucked ass. I thought Witchboard sucked a lot of ass. I thought it was incredibly fucking boring, and not much of shit happened, and I don't know why it has a fan base. I'm not gonna make fun of people who are fans of it. I just don't understand it. Witch Trap, that was one of the films that he also sent to me. I'll give it a look. Peacemaker, that's a film I saw, and I thought that's the one with Robert Forster, and I was like really on it. Pinocchio's Revenge, I thought sucked. I thought that was a horrible fucking movie. Pinocchio's Revenge. Demolition University, which is a sequel to Demolition High with Corey Haim. I mentioned the review of Demolition High. I don't mind that film. Like Demolition High is a bad film, but I still, I just still enjoy as a time. I can still enjoy the film for Corey Haim, but the sequel was much worse. And he directed. This guy directed the sequel. Demolition University. Once again, it was incredibly boring. It seemed like not a fucking thing happened in that movie. Demolition University. Not a fucking thing. The second Arrival. I mean, it's The Arrival 2. That's a piece of shit sequel. In which they kill off Charlie. Well, you don't see it, but you just hear that Charlie Sheen's character in the first film dies. Great fucking job. Well, he didn't write it, but still directed. That was a shitty film with Patrick Muldoon. The second Arrival, or The Arrival 2. And Endangered Species, I think that's one I didn't mind as a time waster. If that's the one I'm thinking of. And then he directed a film called Bigfoot. Like, if you saw the cover, they literally ripped off Harry from the Hendersons. Like, literally, Rick Baker needs to sue somebody. Now, I did not see this film he did called Brain Dead. But when I think of Brain Dead, I think of the other title for Dead Alive. But I didn't see this one. But I looked at Witchboard, which I thought sucked. Peacemaker was I could never want to see it again. Pinocchio's Revenge sucked. Demolition University sucked. The Arrival 2 sucked. Some fucking film called TikTok. I mean, really, the only... Like, Endangered Species, I remember being okay, but I haven't seen in a while. But actual good film, Night of the Demons. That's the only one I can say of the films I've seen. I've seen quite a bit of his. There's an actual good film. That's why I think he's a bit overrated. I think he's made one good film, and that's this film. My opinion. Give Witchboard another shot, then send me the movie. Send me that Blu-ray DVD combo pack. I'll give it another look. I'll be fair. And I'll be greedy, because a billion. No. I say that because I know that film has fans. If you're a fan of Witchboard, that's fine. But this is more... I think this is, to me, his only actual good film of all the ones I've seen so far. Endangered Species, I don't mind. I could watch. But actual good film would be this one. And even this one, I said, I liked it. I didn't love it. But now that I said all that, and it's already fucking 12 minutes in, to get into the actual review, I thought the cast, most of them were pretty bad, but I did not mind... Two people I didn't mind. I didn't mind Alvin Alexis as Roger. He's the only black guy in the movie, but he lives because he does the smart thing. When something happens, he runs. You're not going to get me, which is probably the biggest laugh I got out of the movie. But, yeah, it was one of those rare times where the black guy didn't die. He didn't die in 5 minutes. He didn't die at the end, and he actually has a little hero moment, which is cool. So I like that. And I didn't mind this guy, William Gallo, as Sal. Kind of a New Yorker, Brooklyn guy. What the fuck? Like a New Yorker guy. What the fuck's going on here? What the fuck? Like, he doesn't say fuck a lot, but what's going on here? What's going on here? Come on, Judy, where you going? Come on. Let's have some fun. I didn't mind him either. The rest were either just... They were bad, but they're kind of fun bad. And I mean, the film starts out, we have this kind of fun animation. Like, you tell this film is trying to have fun because you have this little bit of animation at the beginning. I mean, I say animation, but a lot of times it's like a figure and it's just like moving like this. It's not much animation to it. Then sometimes it's like this thing and then it turns to like a curtain and like this thing, the fire, and then it turns to a pumpkin. Like those little bits of animation, but it was fun to watch. And I didn't mind the score, especially the score in the opening. I thought the score was pretty decent. And pretty much the first half of the film is an introduction to these kids and a build-up for these kids. And the kids that you're introduced to, I mean, you have the Judy character, who is our lead girl, Kathy Podwell, she has sort of an Alice in Wonderland outfit on, and I thought she was there, a little bit fake in some of her acting. See. Then you have Angela, who's sort of this kooky girl, kind of like, I guess, back in... I guess if you saw her now, you kind of say she was maybe a goth chick or something, but she's kind of into their cult type stuff. She's the one who's inviting everyone to her party, which is at this uh, funeral parlor, but I think it was really a crematorium. But I don't think they know it's a crematorium yet. Well, I mean, funeral parlor, they have crematorium, so... What was it called? Whole House? I think it was called Whole House, yeah. Stiff Hell House, Whole House. And she's sort of one that becomes sort of the main demon. And she actually, Amelia Kincaid, she actually comes back in, I believe, part 2 and part 3 as Angela. And this one on the cover. You got Linnea Quigley as Suzanne. She was really bad actress-wise. But I think she was a bit older than the others. But she was good looking, and you saw her ass, and you saw her tits. That's pretty much what she was there for. Alvin Alexis as the guy, Roger, who sort of the smart guy because he lived. He ran away. He's the black guy that lived. I thought he was the best actor of the group. I actually have no problems with his acting. I thought he did a really good job. The others, I can't remember. Allison Barron as Helen. She didn't really make much of an impression. Lance Fenton as Jay. Pretty much the guy who's trying to deal with the lead girl, and you find out he's really brought her there to get in her pants. And Hal Havens as Stooge is this sort of big guy who curses a lot, and he says the line, "Eat a bowl of fuck," which he actually said that's probably one of the more famous lines in this movie. He got that from Belushi, John Belushi, who I guess he did that on a show, Second City or something. I forget what show. And they told him not to say it, so of course he goes out there and he says it. He got banned for like a few weeks and stuff, but that's how the guy came up with that line. Eat a bowl of fuck. Like I said, William Gallo as Sal. He's a guy who sort of was a boyfriend of the lead girl and tossed to the brother, and he's kind of like the dickhead, but at the same, as the film goes on, he's actually, helping this girl out, and he's, really ends up being one of the more heroic characters of the film. And then Philip Tanzini as Max, and Jill Tereshita as Franny. They're pretty much there just to make out and stuff. And Jill Tereshita as Franny, she was the Asian girl. She was like the worst actress of the group. Like, horrible actress. But it was kind of like fun watching how bad some of these were. But again, I didn't mind the guy who played Sal. I liked the guy, Alvin Alexis. I thought he actually did a really good job with it. And again, the Sal, he likes, the Judy girl. She's going to wear the Alice in Wonderland outfit. And her brother, I think it's the kid from Ghoulies 2. One of those two kids in Ghoulies 2 plays her younger brother, and she's like, "Bodacious boobies, sis." And actually, the South Terror steers him. He's like, "What party?" Like, you tell he's New York. What party? Not party. What party? It's like, what party? I don't know. Maybe it's the accent. I don't know. I didn't mind this guy, Sal. I actually liked him. And the first time you see Linnea Quigley, of course, you see her ass because she's in this like tutu outfit, and the reason she's showing her ass, her panties and stuff, is to get the two clerks at the store's attention, which it get my attention too. I mean, Linnea Quigley in a tutu showing her ass to me, I'd get my attention. And she's doing that so that Angela is stealing all the shit in the store and leaves. And she's like, "You guys got sour balls?" And the clerk's like, "Yeah, we do." "Well, I guess you can't get a blowjob," or something like that. But I mean, the film's trying to have fun with itself. And few groups are trying to get to this place. Like one with Alvin, Alexis, and the big guy Stooge and this other girl. Their car breaks down. The other passes by. They go, "You need a hand?" "Yeah." And of course they clap and they fuck off, leave them there, so they have to walk over. And pretty much them sort of talking, a little bit building the characters, trying to have a party. The Stooge guy and Roger, Alvin Alexis again, the black guy who lived, his character's name's Roger, so I'll call him Roger. Roger freaks out about something, and like what? And they look at this mirror, and Angela, who's really into like occult and shit, it's like, oh, if we stare in this mirror, and this one girl sees like this demon type head, and she freaks out, and you get this really cool looking shot where the broken glass of the mirror, because she freaks out and the mirror falls. The way he did the shot, I thought Candace Tane did a good job where every single person in the cast is reflected in the pieces of the mirror. And I thought that was a really cool looking shot. I'm like, wow, that's a cool look. And then you have like this Evil Dead, it's pretty much the Evil Dead camera where it comes from the basement, it's going upstairs and into Linnea Quigley, and they're smelling stuff, they're hearing stuff, feeling stuff, and Angela's saying, oh, it's demonic activity. So of course Roger is a smart guy, and he says, I'm leaving. And that's where that Stooge guy goes, eat a bowl of fuck, I'm here to party. But, Roger has the right idea. He's going to leave, and then the other girl, I think Helen is her name, she's going to leave with them too. And like, they're being the smart about it. And pretty much, that's about 45 minutes in, and it's a little bit of slow spots, but again, the acting isn't the best, but I could deal with it. And then that's when Linnea kisses Angela and infects her. Roger and the girl leave, and they're exploring they're trying to find the gate, but it's like disappeared, and there's this it's just the brick wall there. And Roger's trying to find it, and he turns around, the girl's disappeared. He's like, what's going on? And pretty much it's just the other characters exploring the house. And I like before that when Roger, like the girl's talking about, oh, we're in hell, and Roger says, shit, hell my ass. I thought Alvin Alexis did a really good job. Not only because he's the black guy that lived, but he's actually, I thought, good. I know he's pretty much the chicken shit character of the group, but at the same time, I didn't hate him. But there were times I'm like, come on, at least, help out a little bit. But, yeah, I didn't hate him. But I thought the actor did a good job. But, part of me wonders, could have given him at least a little bit more manly stuff to do, at least a little bit. Just my opinion on it. But he even runs and locks himself in the car after House starts talking to him. And pretty much weird stuff starts happening. You have that scene with Linnea Quigley with the lipstick, and her breasts are showing. She does this thing with the lipstick, and in the same shot, she actually pushes the lipstick in her nipple, and then pulls her finger out, and the nipple is fine, as like the lipstick went in. And Steve Johnson mentioned he pretty much did that sort of the same way he did Videodrome, James Woods with the gun. So it was that same sort of thing. I thought it was the special effects are really good. Steve Johnson did. I think he had just done stuff like Ghostbusters and Big Trouble in Little China, and this is like the first one that he had just by himself. I thought his stories were really good, especially on the documentary. And Sal realizes something's going on because Andrews goes, like she does this weird dance. She kisses that big guy Stooge and bites his tongue off. She tells Sal, I'm just warming my hands up, and her hands are on fire. The demon makeup is well done. She's riding someone and pretty much sticks her thumbs in the guy's eyes. The guy that was trying to get his dick wet with the lead girl, but it didn't happen, so he went to Linnea and he paid the price. But again, good effects, the thumbs in the eyes and the tongue getting bit off, and lipstick in the nipple. Getting some, and then the big guy stooge comes in, breaks the Asian girl's neck, and kills the guy by because those two are doing it in a coffin. He slams the coffin down and cuts the arm off by doing that. That arm later comes to life for a bit, tries to grab the lead girl. And pretty much the rest of it is the rest of the survivors running around trying to get out, trying to survive. Because you realize that, it's Halloween night, that's why they're back. And but they have to survive till daylight, pretty much, till the sun rises. Even that Sal guy, like the lead girl is being attacked, and Sal saves her. But unfortunately, by saving her, him and the Angela, the demon, fall off, and he gets impaled, which sucked because I liked him, the Sal character. I would not mind. I would have liked if he had lived, but he dies, which sucks. And pretty much the Roger and the girl, they're running around, and they find this uh, crematorium, and he's not helping much, but she gets this thing, sort of acts like a flamethrower and burns a couple of them. But it's not really a lot of fighting back against the demons. I mean, I think that's one thing that I would have liked to have seen. I know they do more than the remake, but I just didn't care about the remake. I just thought it was very boring. Like, this had more of a fun vibe to it. Like, even if it's bad acting, it was more fun to it. And they didn't have a character. Like, the Roger character was interesting. He was doing what any of us would do, run away. And he survived. And I thought he did a really good job. And I don't know, it did have interesting stuff like the lipstick in the nipple and the old school. I don't know, the remake just did nothing for me. But this one just had that fun 80s vibe to it that it's very hard to recapture even in a remake in today's age. I think that's really what makes it work. My favorite moment is they get out there and they're running and they're trapped, and literally Roger goes, "You won't get me," and just jumps right through the window. He did the smart thing. He's like, "I'm alive," and him and the girl follows him. They get to the wall and there's like a barbed wire, and he actually climbs up, and he's fucking up his hands by climbing up this barbed wire. And he's trying to get the girl, and he falls off. And then he's hesitating because he's the scaredy cat. But he does the right thing. He comes back, grabs her, and gets her out of there. So that's his hero moment, which I'm glad they did. And, that was sort of the arc of his characters, that throughout the whole film, he's a scaredy cat, but he did live, and that's the moment where he had to become the hero. So that's why they don't have him fighting beforehand, because it ruined that moment that, okay, this is where he mans up. He didn't just leave her like he did before. This is where he mans up and does it. So I understood that. At least I understand it, as opposed to other films and characters. And the two of them made it. And then this ending was sort of a weird ending. It's almost like it's from a different movie. But I know this is like an old guy that you saw at the beginning. You got a hint because this very crabby old man, and he mentions how he has apples, and you see he has razors. And I'm like, it's kind of out of place, to be honest. Because, like, okay, the demons, and that's done, and now our last scene is not even our two leads. It's this old guy eating this pie that his wife made. And she said, "Oh yeah, I made my homemade pie. You had those apples from last night, and we didn't have that many trick-or-treaters. I don't know why you buy so many apples." And apparently the guy doesn't notice that he's eating, this pie, apple pie, that has razor blades in it. I don't know how the fuck you can eat pie without realizing that there's fucking razor blades in it. I mean, you're eating a pie this big, the razor blades are this big, you notice, wait a minute, there's something metal in here. So it doesn't make any fucking sense. But, it's a decent effect, even though I don't really understand, like, he swallows it. For some reason, this vein pops up, which I don't know why a vein would pop up. But okay, the razor blade cuts his throat, and his throat bleeds, and good effect, Steve Johnson. It's just, I'm watching this scene, I'm like, okay, good effect, but it's cool. But honestly, this could have been cut out and put as a deleted scene. But there's no deleted scene stuff back in 1988. It just, I'm like, what's the point of this? I just to have another fun little gore moment, okay, but it just, I think it should have just ended with the two leads walking and then fade to black. I just don't know if you needed this. But okay, razor blade. But again, it doesn't even make sense when you, even if you think about it for a second. I know a lot of films, including this one, doesn't make sense when you pick it apart. But even this, I'm like, come on, he's eating pie, and some of the razor blade, he doesn't realize it, and I guess his wife doesn't like him because she got to notice that he's dead, and then she sips in and is like, "Oh, happy Halloween, dear," and I'm like, it just seemed like it from a different movie. Even though, yes, I know they brought up a little bit in the beginning, it just seemed like it's from a different film. Like, this is... it just seems like it belongs in a different movie. Or even like a wraparound for an anthology movie or something. I don't know. It just... I don't think it didn't really make sense to have it in the film. Decent makeup effect, but that's pretty much it. But, yeah, even the songs, I didn't care for the songs except... I like the score. I don't mind the score, but I didn't care for the songs except... I like the song in the end credits. I'm not sure what the song is, but I actually liked the song in the end credits. I thought that song was pretty good. The rest of the songs I didn't care for, though. But I thought the score was decent. So overall, yeah, I mean, I would like to have seen the terrors actually fight back against the demons more. Because you don't really see the demons, because it's only... I forget how many characters there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 10 characters. And... I mean, really, Linnea Quigley didn't get killed. She just got possessed. And then she kissed Angela and she got possessed. So that's 2 characters that don't die. And then 2 characters that just get possessed. So you have 6 more. And one, the Helen girl that disappeared with Roger, I'm not really sure what happened to her other than the fact that he was in the car, and the next time you see her, she falls and her face into the windshield. But it wasn't like she was thrown into the windshield. It's like she dropped and like she was dead before she hit the windshield. It's like, I'm like, I guess they killed her off screen, and then am I supposed to assume that she died falling into this windshield, or that they killed her off screen? Which I'm like, oh, okay. One got, the neck and the tongue, and the guy trying to be Hero Sal, trying to do the right thing, he got impaled when he fell. The guy getting his eyes through. Oh, the guy. I mean, it's not like, it's not a big body count. Even the kills, I give it for the thumb and the eye, and even the bite in the tongue. The guy just squirming, and then you just realize it's the tongue because she spits it out at him. So it's not like the kills are the most inventive. I mean, it's not like the kills are... But, some decent gore. And, I like the film. But I wouldn't call it one of my favorites. I mean, I still think the Evil Dead films are better when you're talking with demonic possession and stuff. Uh, it's a different movie, but Exorcist 3 I think is better, and other films is better. But Night of the Demons is a fun movie. It's a 80, 90 some minutes long. I like the Roger character. I thought he was fun. Uh, some decent lines like "eat a bowl of fuck" and other stuff. Steve Johnson did a good job with the gore and the makeup effects of the creatures. I thought the score was decent. The song at the end was pretty good. And overall, it had a fun 80s vibe to it. Even from the beginning of the little animation they had. So, again, I have problems because, it's a fun, bad acting, but a lot of them are... It's fun bad, but at the same time, they are bad. And the first half of the film is... It takes a little bit to get going, and then when it does, it's not a lot of the characters, fighting back. I mean, it's not like the demons really get to do much damage because Again, 2 live, 2 just get possessed by not much. So you have 6 characters that, did kill in certain ways, and pretty much when the sun rises, they, disappear. So it's not like, it's not like an ending where, okay, they get a chainsaw, you get the axe, and we gotta chop these up to pieces, or we gotta get some guns, and boom, 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 boom. No, it's just, we gotta get here, and then it's daytime, and now they're gone. So, it's not like, action, or, it's not like Dead Alive or something, or anything like that, or, Evil Dead, where, Ash is, shooting with a shotgun and trying his best to do stuff, and or Evil Dead 2, of course, or anything like that. But it's still a fun 80s vibe type of flick, and it's a fun movie to watch on Halloween and such like that. So Night of the Demons, it's a good one. I think it's really it's Kevin S. Tenney's only good movie. I don't mind Endangered Species. When I saw it, I only saw it like once. I think that was with Eric Roberts and Arnold Vosloo. If that's not the right one, then I'm wrong. I didn't mind that when I saw it once, but it wasn't anything special, but I didn't mind it. But as a good film, I think this is his only good one. But that's just me. By the way, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you for another review. And did I miss anything? No, I mean, again, the sequels and the remake, maybe one day, but I have so many other stuff to get to, so maybe one day. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.